Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge AI update for the e-commerce world, and this update in particular could be so transformational that it may very well disrupt how a lot of e-commerce stores actually get their sales. So, we're going to talk about the new ChatGPT update on discoverability for products in their ChatGPT feed, right? So as you see, we have a clear example of how this will work. If you haven't used ChatGPT at all or any of OpenAI's products, then this may be completely new to you. But even if you have used them, this will also be new to you. I did not know the extent to which they were building this into their platform, and I'm actually extremely excited for it in the future. So as you see right here, hopefully you can see it's just a very easy example of somebody talking to ChatGPT and saying, what's the best espresso machine under $200 that comes close to the taste of coffee in Italy? That's a very specific prompt there that they're asking for. And as you see, ChatGPT in this example responded, if you're aiming to recreate the ambiance of an Italian cafe at home without exceeding a $200 budget, there are several espresso machines that can deliver rich, authentic flavors. Below are some top picks that balance quality and affordability. And then it goes into a similar feed than what you would see with Google, which is actually something worth touching on for sure. But as you see, this is pretty incredible, right? A lot of people are constantly talking to ChatGPT. OpenAI, I believe, is, overcome the 100 million user hurdle, like basically as soon as they launched. I believe they were one of the fastest to reach the 100 million users. So I'm sure they're getting close to, 300, 400 million users. We don't know. I believe OpenAI is privately held by Microsoft, but I actually don't know if that makes any sense because Microsoft is publicly traded. How many users does OpenAI have? Let's see. OpenAI's user base is substantial and continues to grow rapidly. Here's a breakdown. 400 million weekly active users. That's insane. So that's a 33% increase from 300 million reported in December. And this was in February. So keep in mind, since then we've had, for example, the what's it called, Spirited Away art style that just completely went viral. That onboarded a ton of users to OpenAI's ecosystem. So yeah, 400, maybe even 500 million, or 450 is pretty accurate. That's a ridiculous amount of people. So a lot of those people, let's say even 1%, that's still a significant amount of people. 4 million, 5 million people are going to be using this as a shopping engine. So what does this mean exactly? Well, it means, first of all, that there's going to be a new way for people to find your products. So this is amazing. So now there is what you can call AI search optimization. And it's something that you should really start taking seriously. But what I'm thinking about is that this actually can really also help your Google listings, because guess what? Google is also making huge strides in their large language models and just overall use of AI within their ecosystem. And they actually have an advantage in the sense that they own YouTube, and YouTube is one of the biggest, streaming platforms pretty much. So how I want to use this and how I recommend you guys use it, how I'm thinking about it, the ideas that I'm kind of getting as I'm even talking about it is just how they explain it here. It's actually going to be very important for you to create a better brand story for your products, right? It's not going to be enough to necessarily be like, okay, here's an espresso machine. Market that machine, right? Like they say here, recreating the ambiance of an Italian cafe. Like, how many espresso machine sellers out there are actually using this kind of verbiage and angles in their product page listings and their marketing? They're not, right? But this is the key to success in 2025, and honestly even before that, right? Is if you can market your product better than anyone else, you're likely going to sell more than your competitors, even if they have a better product, which is the unfortunate reality of the current landscape that we live in. It's actually not that unfortunate if you're a great marketer, right? But unfortunately, if you're just an all-in product person and you really don't care at all about marketing, then you're just going to reach a plateau in your growth. So I think this is great. I think this is a really cool example of how you can take advantage of the search engines. And again, this can work quite well with Google too. But just overall, this is this is just going to be a great exercise on improving your marketing. And guess what? You can use ChatGPT to do that as well. So let's read a little bit about how we can take advantage of this. So ChatGPT now includes product recommendations as part of its search experience. When a user query implies shopping intent, this kind of reminds me of Meta, such as gifts for someone who loves cooking or best noise canceling headphones under 200, ChatGPT may surface relevant products. Product results are chosen independently and are not ads. This is kind of a foreshadow, though, in what could be the future of monetization on ChatGPT, because I know that ChatGPT has a subscription, but OpenAI is losing a lot of money. Like, they're not making a ton of money right now. They're generating a lot of revenue, but not generating a lot of profit. However, we know that the ad space is one of the most profitable business models in history. We've seen that through Google and Meta. So I think they would probably eventually do it, especially since OpenAI is no longer a non-profit entity. It's now for profit. So that makes sense. Any website or merchant can appear in ChatGPT search. To help ensure your content can be discovered, surfaced, and clearly cited and linked, follow these guidelines. So here's the quick tutorial, guys. Take some notes. Number 1, ensure you haven't opted out of OpenAI's search crawler. Like search engines, ChatGPT uses a web crawler called OAI Search Bot to find, access, and surface information in ChatGPT search. For your site to be discoverable in ChatGPT, make sure you aren't blocking OAI Search Bot. If necessary, you may need to update your robot.txt file to ensure OAI Search Bot has access. Very interesting. I wonder if Google Chrome will eventually block this from from your site, right? If you can't, I don't know if that would actually matter though. But yeah, I think a lot of people do use Google Chrome. So if they did that, that would be pretty damaging to, this development in OpenAI. But I don't even know if that makes any sense. Publishers who allow OAI Search Bot to access their content can track referral traffic from ChatGPT using analytics platforms such as Google Analytics. ChatGPT automatically includes the UTM parameter UTM source equals chatgpt.com. Interesting. That's very interesting. And referral URLs, enabling clear tracking and analysis of inbound traffic from ChatGPT search results. That's pretty cool. So again, all the ChatGPT search results for products automatically have this UTM parameter. So if you have Google Analytics in your store, which you absolutely should have, you'll be able to track who comes to your site from ChatGPT, which is pretty cool. So as we see here, OAI Search Bot is for search. OAI Search Bot is used to link to and surface websites in search results in ChatGPT's search features. It is not used to crawl content to train OpenAI's generative AI foundation models. That's interesting. It's interesting that they say that, but I mean, it kind of would be smart if they did, but I think that would present a conflict of interest with Google, and that's probably why they don't do it. Number 2, sign up to be notified when feed submissions open. We're exploring an easy way for merchants to provide product feeds directly to ChatGPT, helping ensure more accurate, up-to-date listings. Complete the interest form below, and we'll notify you as soon as submissions open. Perfect. So this means, you should be able to in the future submit your own listing similar to how you would with Google Merchant Center. If you've never used Google Merchant Center, it's pretty simple, but basically, it's just the shopping tab of Google. And it's actually an amazing ad platform, an amazing placement to show ads in. So at Akemi, my agency, that's one of the businesses that I own. It's called akemilab.com. You can go there if you want to contact my team for any help. We do run a lot of Google ads, and particularly Google Shopping for the brands that are physical product based, but we do actually run Google ads for software companies as well, and we get incredible results. So I know how powerful Google can be. I'm excited to see how this will play out with OpenAI, and I actually look forward to them potentially having their own ad platform in the future. It says that they're not looking to do that right now, but nevertheless, there's still ways, obviously, to take advantage of the situation by, creating better product listings, which is always a good thing to do. One of the things that I love to talk about is how creating a really amazing product page is actually just the starting line, and then optimizations, you got to make optimizations from there to improve performance. This is the case with anything, not just product pages. That doesn't mean to wait until everything's perfect to launch. That's not at all what I mean. But what I mean is, once you do launch, once you find something that works, that's the starting line, and I think that applies to a variety of things, not just e-commerce. But ultimately, this is pretty cool. I'm really excited about these changes. I'm so excited about AI. It's enabling us to do so many incredible things. I'm building so much cool stuff, and I hope that you're doing the same and not getting discouraged by these things. I know some people, if you talk to older entrepreneurs, they're a little bit, at least from what I've seen, just analyzing interviews of other successful entrepreneurs that are older, they're like, man, I am so happy that I am not, just starting right now because it is so competitive. But I feel like I think they're just saying that because they're older, right? I think if they were younger, they would actually be so much more excited about these opportunities. And it's likely that when they were younger, there were similar opportunities in their time that were just completely disrupting industries and they took full advantage of those. So we should be doing the same. If you are a younger entrepreneur, I believe it's the best time to be taking advantage of these opportunities and diving head first into the AI revolution. I think e-commerce is so well poised to take advantage of these things without necessarily being at risk of extinction as a lot of softwares are. And also, I believe that if you have a really good advantage in distribution, aka marketing, you are at even less risk of extinction no matter what business you have. I believe that's kind of the theme of this year and last year is whoever is the best at distribution and marketing is probably going to win no matter what the product is. Of course, always aim to have a good product. That's again the starting line. But yeah, I don't want to yap too much longer here. I know I've already been yapping a good enough amount, but I wanted to update you on this. I'm going to continue to update you on more AI developments and more broad topics as well that relate to e-commerce, but maybe also relate to just the broader business and market, just in the world. Okay, I love science. I love so many things in the world. So I don't want to box myself into e-commerce, although it is my main area of expertise right now. But hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.